Well, I have this piece of wood, and I don't know, it was just a scrap, and this side just looks aged. I mean, it's white and faded, and somehow there was something on here, and it has green going through it, some white. It's just a really pretty piece of wood, so I'm going to use it. It was in my scraps. This is just some vinegar, white vinegar, and I put a piece of ultra-fine steel wool in there and let it set till my mixture kind of started turning dark. But I'm going to put that on the ends of this, and hopefully that will age that wood some. I'm not going to go on any of the other wood, just the ends. Then I'm going to start. This is going to be an easy project because I already know what I'm doing, partially. Get rid of this. Whoa, sorry guys. Now, I got this printable off of HoneyBeePrintables off of Etsy. I'll leave her link below. I've worked with her printables before, quite a few times, so I'm going to use that on there. And I cut me a frame. I made the frame, and then I reduced my picture down, my image, to fit it. You wouldn't have to do that. You could just find something and put it on. This is a beautiful image. Beautiful. But anyways, I made a little frame, and then I put this down there, and I'm going to Mod Podge this onto my board and then glue this on. But first I want to paint this. And this has a green, the wood has some green in it, a green cast, as does the picture. So I went and found this. It's the Weeping Willow from Dixie Belle. That's the color. And I think that goes really well with this picture. So I'm just going to do the top of my frame. Just going to go around and paint this the green. I'm probably going to have to give it 2 coats. So I'm not going to have you sit here and watch me go all the way around this. But once I get this finished and move on, I'll be back. Now my frame is dry, and I did take my piece, my image here, and placed it where I wanted it, and went around it with a pencil because the frame will cover the pencil marks up. Because I'm just going to put the Mod Podge on the back side of the image. And I'm going to have to go to the edge, and I don't want to go off the paper too much and then get it on the front right now. Now, right there. That way it was straight and even. I didn't get anything to... This is plain copy paper that I printed this picture or image out on. So it's not going to rip or anything as bad. I still need to be careful, but it's not like thin. I'm going to work that down in the grains of the wood. Now, I am going to go over, kind of shoving it down with my thumbs. Now I'm going to go over the image itself with Mod Podge on the top part. It'll seal it. And I didn't put any hairspray on this, but I did use my Epson printer, and it doesn't seem to, the ink doesn't seem to bleed like the Canon does. Yeah, I can't see it down in there. And this might be where it starts bubbling up. I don't know. Okay, that looks good. Down on my wood a little too much. Alright, I am going to let this dry a little bit, and then we'll put the frame on. And I don't know what I'll do from there. Well, I'm going to be working on another decoupage picture. I got this plate quite a while back from the thrift store for 50 cents. So and this is another HoneyBee printable. And I printed this out on presentation matte photo paper. And I had to do some finagling in Silhouette software because up here it had the stripes, it had stars, I believe. And I took my knife, and in between there was some light, but not enough. It just wasn't working. So I took my knife and covered up the stars or something. I can't remember what it was. And pulled another piece in there, and I welded it. It didn't take the sides off, but that wasn't any big deal. I had to pull another piece down here because if in the circle, if I pulled it down, then my sheep were gone. Anyways, I did it the way I could get it, so I could get the whole picture in there the way I wanted it. But I've got to go around this and trim it down as straight as I can without leaving any white on it. And then I'm going to decoupage it down onto the plate. Now that I have it cut out, yeah, it's just right. There's just a little bit of, there was a little bit of the square black here and there, and I left some on the bottom. And I'm going to put it down to the plate, or on the plate. All right, I have the Mod Podge on the plate. Now I'm going to put the image down on there. Let's see, I want my, I don't know, do I want that to run that way? I'm thinking like that. Turn it just a little bit. All right. Thinking I used this here image on something, some other craft I did. Didn't get enough underneath there. Whoops. I'm going to go over the picture too, so make sure it's not going to come up though. Go around it like that. Now I'm going to go over the whole picture with Mod Podge. I'm thinking I might need to thin my Mod Podge a little bit. I'm going to go over this fast. I don't know if it's going to bleed or not. Okay, I'm going to stop on that until I splash glue on it. All right, I'm going to let that dry now before I work on it anymore. Okay, it is dry. And now I'm going to take some brown Jolie top coat wax and go around the edges. Let's see, don't want to wait too long to do that. Okay, it's coming off pretty good because I had the Mod Podge over it. I do want to get around the edge of the plate the most. Kind of darken it up like this. Okay. Come around like that. Take it off before it dries. Just got to see what I like. There was some scratches on the plate. That kind of hides them. Okay, now I don't have a clue what to do from here. Now I'm going to show you what I did, but I'm not going to show you doing it because I did film it, but there's no need in doing it. But I did cut a stencil with pip berries, and I had it here, and I painted it on, and it looked okay. I could say okay, but I got to thinking. I cut this out with my Silhouette, or my Cameo 5, and I got thinking, I have a laser, why don't I try cutting it out in wood? So I tried cutting it out in wood, and it worked. I took this and kind of sanded it, and then wiped it back and got all of it off. And now I am going to paint this. It's very, very delicate. I've already broke 2 pieces, but it doesn't really show. It's fine. But I'm going to paint that up and glue that down on there. And I'm going to use the burnt umber to paint the limbs. And this is a enamel. It's a berry wine by Folk Art. And I'm going to tap that on the berries. Now, I don't know if I'm going to use all these, but I cut 4 stars out. One of them goes in the middle of the pipberry vine. And I'm not sure if I'll need all of them. And I want them black, so kind of matches the star on the house. So that's all I'm doing with this, painting these black, and we'll see if I use them. Okay, I ended up painting a different red on there, and it really doesn't go with that now, but it shows up better on the plate, so I'm just going to leave it. And I've put glue on the back of this. See, I think I want that to go. Oh, I dropped it in the wrong spot. About right there. Let's see. I can't mess with this too much because those are delicate. So I'm just going to leave where it's at. Now, I had the star that went on here I'll put that on there. Well, I figured that'd be ready by now. There. I want to kind of tilt it a bit. And then I made the bow to go up here. It just looks so plain without anything. And then I made some more stars. And I don't know if I'm going to have too many. I don't know if that's overkill on stars. Or should I just leave the bow off and do it like that? Now, I'm going to put the bow on it. I think it needs it. It's just some homespun material. And I am going to pull my tails up so they don't hang down on the picture too much. And this one, it's about the best I can do with it. It's right in there. Okay, and I definitely, pretty sure I want, I'm trying to figure out which way this goes. I know I want one in the middle of my bow. I don't like the way that's on there. Just gonna leave that one and let it hang. Now I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm gonna put them on. If I don't like it, I can pull them off later. Okay, I think that's done. I don't know what else to do with it. I think I'm going to shorten the bow tails. It's probably my problem. They need to go shorter. Yeah, that looks better. This one's just about where it should be. That way it doesn't, I don't have to mess with the glue. Okay. Now, I think I'm finished with that one. I have one more plate that I done. And I'll show you what it is. And I've got to figure out what I'm going to do with it. It's already Mod Podged on the plate because I didn't see any sense of doing that, all that again. So let me set this one aside and get it. And it's the same the same image that I done on the board with the frame. But I had this plate and I already had this image printed out and I didn't know what I was going to do with it. And I got the plate down and started working on it and found this plate and I thought, oh, that's pretty and that'll look pretty with that lamb. So I had to do it. So it's already Mod Podged on, and I went around the edges with some wax, some brown Jolie wax, and now I'm trying to figure out what to do with it. So that's what I'm working on now. I'm still looking at it, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it, so I'll be back. And here's how I finished up the plate. I took a messy bow. I made one of those. I found some little pink flowers because and greenery because I thought it fit in with that. And then I remembered that I had some little butterflies that I had crocheted. There's a button. It's a button butterfly. Oh, years and years ago. And I had them in a little jar. And I picked out one of those. And it was actually white. But it was so bright white that I actually took, what do you call, I don't remember what they're called. Spray inks that I used years and years ago. I got some out and I found a bottle of pink spray. So I sprayed that on there a bit, and then I did put a little coffee stain on it, but it doesn't show up much, but it did mute the pink down a little bit. And then I just put, it was looking plain to me still, and I didn't know if the rope would go with it, but I put it on there, and I thought I liked it, so I added the rope to it. And then to stand it, I went into used my laser, and found a pattern for the easel. And I still have to stain this up. I believe I'm going to stain that. But it makes, when I stood that plate up on the easel, it looked really pretty. They both set one another off. So I'm going to stain this up, and this project will be done too. And I hope y'all enjoyed this video. And until the next one, we'll see you later.